Hey everybody, it's Julie. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well, enjoying a beautiful day. It's my husband's birthday today. And so every year for the last few years, we've had spent in doctor's appointments and ERs from my youngest daughter. So I begged her today, please don't do anything today. Please don't get hurt today. So anyway, that's just a silly anecdote, but I hope you all are doing well. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you all are doing well. So today, I usually bringing you words of encouragement and hope and happiness. Hey Carrie. But today I just really felt, I've talked to so many people in the last week that are really going through some really hard crises. I have several friends who have lost their spouses this year. And as well as the events that happened in Orlando, I've talked to multiple people who are really experiencing trauma and crisis through these events. So I wanted to talk today about 3 simple ways that you can help your friends through a crisis. One of the biggest crises that we've ever been through was about a year and a half ago here in Napa. I think it was August 24th, something like that. We were all sleeping. My husband was out of town. And 3:30 in the morning, you hear a loud sound. It sounded almost like an explosion or like some kind of deep rumble. And then our house did this, like it was in a snow globe, and somebody went like that. And so I was like a pinball machine when I was trying to get up and go to my girls, but it was like a pinball machine. I was bouncing back and forth between my bed and the sliding glass door that was by my bed. I couldn't even walk. It was like I was drunk or something. Ran to them and then got them in the hallway together, and then the lights went whoo, and then it stayed. So it was an earthquake. It was, what was it, 6.1, I think, something like that. It was a crazy earthquake, and we lived in the neighborhood where the fault was. It was the worst. Carrie says that was the worst. Oh, it was so not good. And so we had no electricity, no water. 3:30 in the morning, husband's out of town, and just tried to get out of the house after that. And everybody, I think what the weird thing is, even now when I hear glass being dumped in like a dumpster, it's like that's the only thing you heard at 3:30 in the morning, is everybody just started cleaning up and all the neighbors came to support each other. But anyway, you had a whole town that was actually traumatized by this. And so it was the first time I've been through trauma before, but this was the first time I've ever seen a whole town go through a trauma. And so one of the first things that you can do when your friends are going through trauma, like the people who were lost friends maybe in the Pulse thing or had friends that were in the club. Erica on our last comment commented that she had a lot of friends in the club and that they made it out alive, but they lost all of their friends. And so people that are going through things like that, or have lost a spouse or a terrible traffic accident. Hi, Lauren. One of the first things that you can do is really listen to people. What we did after the earthquake was we went down. There was one local coffee shop that was open, and we had so many people in our town, so many emergency responders and insurance people and cleanup crews, and we went down there and we just bought everybody coffee for days. I think it ended up going like a week. And what happened was we just sat there for about 3 days, and as people came in, they would just start talking like we knew them. They would just say, "Oh, my mom, I'm so glad she made it out. She was elderly and she was in danger, and I was able to get to her." And what we did was we just listened to people's stories, and that makes a huge difference, because they're trying to process, they're trying to think about it. So just being there to listen, you don't have to say anything, you just let them talk about it. You don't have to ask questions, you just listen. That is one of the main things that you can do. First of all, just listen to your friends. And the second thing that you could do too is to give them time and space. When you've been through a trauma, your brain, you wake up and you wonder, like, why are all these people smiling? Your brain, it's like something in your world has really changed. And you wonder, like, why is the rest of the world able to go on and I'm not? And so that takes time to get through that. And so just give people time and space. I mean, when we had the earthquake, I know people who slept with shoes by their beds and all kinds of earthquake precautions for a really long time, maybe like 6 months. And every time you went to bed, I don't know, some of you who are in earthquake remember, when you went to bed every time after that, every time there was a tremor, because we had a lot of aftershocks, you would feel that anxiety. And then when you went to bed, you would think, oh my gosh, is this gonna happen again tonight? And I remember thinking that, and you know, now it's a year and a half down the road, I don't think that all the time, but I do think that sometimes, and I have to say, no, that is fear. I'm not living with that fear in my heart. And so, but it takes time, it takes space. Give them time to go through that trauma, give them time to readjust to the world, give them time to start noticing that the sky is blue again and things are beautiful again. Give them time. And I would say, so first is listen to them, 2 is give them time and space, but number 3 is just keep coming back. Keep coming back. You're their friend. They need you. They need you to invite them out for pizza. They need you to involve them in your life. They need you to ask, how are they doing? That's one of the best things you could do. And sometimes we forget. We just think that we don't know what to say, so we stop watching and we stop asking and we stop caring and we don't want to be up in their business. We want to give them space. But I was reading a blog recently by, we lost a dear friend around Christmas, and it was all of a sudden, it was a very sudden thing, and he passed away, and I was reading his wife's blog about their first Father's Day, and a cousin had invited them to go to the beach on Father's Day. It was their first Father's Day without John. And that cousin made all the difference because they just hung in there. They kept coming back. They kept asking them, how are you doing? What can I do for you? Can I bring you some dinner? Can I bring you some wine? So that is the last thing, one of the best things that you can do for your friends who are going through crisis is just keep coming back. Sometimes they won't want to talk. Sometimes they will want to talk. Sometimes they don't want to spend time with you, and sometimes they will, but eventually they will. So listen to them. Give them time and space. And the third thing is just keep coming back. And if you guys have been through any of that and any of those tips have helped you, or you have any other tips that would help other people to help their friends through crises, would you leave me a comment and just tell me like, hey, this is what helped me the most? Because we all have friends that are going through really hard things, or we've been through really hard things ourselves. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'd just love to hear from you, love to hear how you recovered from things in your life, and what your friends did for you that made you feel the best. So take care, have an awesome day. Mwah. I love you all. Bye.